Architecture uses patterns a lot. I think it was about 100 years ago, there was a guy, I don't know his name, I'm terrible at remembering names. He actually wrote the Bible of modern architecture. And he just went in and he described all of these different patterns, the patterns that make humanity happy when it comes to how we live. So walking around, so I went to Amsterdam, I went to Switzerland, I spent a fair bit of time there just in doing this thing. And walking around an old town in Europe, you feel human, right? It's, you know, there's no cars, it's just people walking around these narrow little streets and it's all windy and it just feels all wrong in the sense of being structured and efficient. But gosh, you feel happy there, you feel content. It makes you feel it's the right scale for humanity. Everything about it makes you feel comfortable, and to me anyway. And that's all about the architecture. That's about creating designs and patterns for humanity. And patterns are about people. Patterns in every context are about people because it's how we interpret the world. You know, human beings are incredibly good at identifying patterns. We're best at identifying patterns in other people and looking at people and seeing the way people behave and seeing a pattern. I've seen that before, I know what that means. And you do that instinctually. Your brain is absolutely hardwired to that because that's about survival. Right? Someone starts reaching for something, you don't need to hang around, it's just instinctual that you get the hell out of there. So what they also revealed is that what we would call the core of what our society is all about, our capitalist society, how we work, training, education, all of this stuff kills insight. We're taught to think in a certain way. And that can be great if you want to be an engineer and build a bridge that doesn't fall down. But if you're an architect, you want to read lots of stuff. You want to be open your eyes to new different ways of thinking, but you don't want to be trained that this must be the way that you do things. That stuff, whilst it has its advantages in certain ways, it definitely kills your ability to think outside the box. I mean, anyone with kids, the things that they come up with, why? Because they've never been taught not to, right? It's amazing. So everything about patterns is all about inspiration. Patterns are about inspiration. So we can see different things and see different ways other people have solved these problems. You go, yeah, that might work here. Let's see how I can adjust that to work in my context.